Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this very special edition of TXN Talking Wrestling. It is Goal MF Michael Fletcher alongside my buddy Anthony Florio. We apologize for the late start because, my God, what the hell did we just witness with the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat? We were riveted. We were thrilled. We were excited. We had an epic screaming Anthony Florio moment that just went down. I still don't believe he's regained his voice yet. Oh man. And the Celtics have done it. They have done the impossible. 0-3 down to a game 7 for the fourth time in NBA history. A team that's from 0-3 down has forced a 7th and final game this time in the Eastern Conference Final. Monday night, TD Garden, 8:30, TNT in the United States, and wherever you get your basketball around the world. The Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, winner takes everything. The winner goes to the NBA Finals to face off against the Denver Nuggets, who are the Western Conference champions. And that game will be on June 1st. Game 1, Denver on ABC. My Lord, what a night. All right. So we were about to do a Celtics chat. I know that was on the docket tonight. I don't think we're going to get one. Michael Bullock has told us that he is not with us, and the probability of him being here is most likely not possible. So if he does come in, we will indeed do a Celtics chat. And my God, do I want to get Bullock's thoughts on this. If we don't, that's fine. We'll have to do a double header on Monday night along with the winner take all game 7. But before we do that, let's get into what we're here for. It was the Night of Champions from Saudi Arabia that was held earlier today, I should say. It was exclusively on the WWE Network in the United States and on the WWE Network around the world and traditional pay-per-view. So I hope I did that right. I hope I did that justice. Anthony, you'll let me know a little bit late in just a minute or not. But to start off, we did have the first fight of the night was Seth freaking Rollins versus AJ Styles, where the winner will become the world heavyweight champion. The winner of the bout, 20 minutes and 40 seconds, and the new world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins. All right, great start, great opener, 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. This was an excellent championship match. This is what it meant for the world heavyweight title. This was a battle that both men could have won. There was a couple of hope spots on both sides, but Rollins obviously was going to be the one to go over. When the brackets came out, we all were thinking either it's going to be Rollins or Cody Rhodes. When Cody went out, everybody was looking at Rollins to be the winner, and thus he is indeed. He wins the tournament. Unprecedented crowning, history being made in Saudi Arabia, and more importantly, Anthony Florio, you now have your workhorse for Monday Night Raw, because now you do have a full-time world champion in Seth Rollins. I know this must be a proud papa moment for you being the guy representing Monday Night Raw, 3.5 to 3 3/4, but more importantly, tonight at the Jeddah Superdome, history was made. Seth freaking Rollins, the heavyweight champion of the world.
And what was the time of that fall again?
20 minutes and 40 seconds.
2040. With all due respect, I think you underscored it a little bit. 4 to 4.25 stars is my rating for this. Second best fight of the night for me. I'll tell you, I don't think we should be surprised. I mean, as expected, these two pulled out all the stops to deliver a match worthy of being in the main event, which makes the fact that it opened the show so much more surprising. Regardless of where it was placed, this is going to be remembered as one of the best matches of the weekend. Seth Rollins countered the phenomenal forearm with a super kick, but his knee buckled when he went for the curb stomp. He was able to hit a pedigree before finally hitting the curb stomp for the pin and the win. And how about the full circle moment? Triple H, Papa H, coming in and presenting Seth freaking Rollins with that new World Heavyweight Championship belt, and just like he did in NXT, and then of course dating back to their days in the Authority, but nonetheless, Monday Night Raw, we have our world champion. We're finally going to have a World Heavyweight Champion on our show after Roman has hijacked what was our championship, which was the WWE Championship when he unified them, and I'm just so happy that we're finally going to have a world champion, and I'm not at all surprised that Seth freaking Rollins was the guy. I mean, he was my pick when this whole thing started, and I'm not at all surprised that he is our guy. And you know, it's been 4 years since he's been a world champion, just about, and ironically, he won it in the same place he lost it previously, which was Saudi Arabia, when he lost to the Fiend Bray Wyatt when he lost that Universal Championship. So, and now in Monday night in Albany, New York, we begin a brand new era as Seth freaking Rollins will join us. We'll be in Albany for that Monday Night Raw as the World Heavyweight Champion. And I wish Bullock was here so we could do our routine, but nonetheless, Seth freaking Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. Whoa. Yes, sir. Wait till Monday night. You know Albany's going to be ready. So
they are.
It's going to be a celebration on Monday night, and well deserved. And after everything that this guy has done the last couple of years with this character, and then getting as over as he's been, maybe the most over he's ever been. There's I mean, no disrespect to AJ Styles. I would not have been mad if AJ had won the title. That possibly could have meant he came to Raw in exchange, but hey, Seth freaking Rollins, I mean, like I said, I knew he was the guy, and I'm not at all surprised that he is. So, I can't wait Monday night what that's going to be like. But it's about damn time we've got a world champion on Raw, and we got one that we all can be most certainly be proud of. So,
yeah,
well deserved, and he's given so much these last couple of years, and now he's finally being rewarded, handsomely rewarded. Couldn't have picked a better representative. So nothing more to say on that. So 4.25, second best fight of the night, right outcome. Even though I would not have been mad if AJ had won, but at least they got it right. So with all that being said, MF, we move on. Well, beforehand, I'll tell you what. It's always great when early near falls only get a 1 count. It allows them to keep getting closer and closer to the pin over time. When they start with close 2 counts, there's nowhere else to go. The suplex AJ used to send the Visionary into the corner was nasty. Rollins looked like he landed right on his head, but that is just because he is good at selling the spot. No matter who does it, a reverse superplex always looks so precarious. The way Rollins landed on the apron after Styles suplexed him was scary, and Styles didn't get his head up when Rollins went for the stomp, so the Visionary was forced to adjust in midair. But I forgot to get into my my moments there. Forgive me. I'm still excited about that epic finish. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. So and you can't blame me for that. So, and yes, MF, I did have a screaming Anthony Florio moment, just like you did the other night when Matthew Tkachuk had that big goal. So But I might have topped you. Who knows? I might have topped you because this was even more unexpected. So, but anyways, 4.25. And well, we're gonna keep it in the family because now Seth freaking Rollins' wife, the man, in what would be a Tony and Mikey dream match, MF. Your girl Becky Lynch against my all-time Trish Stratus. Let's go.
Yes, it was. And it was a one-on-one match. Trish Stratus versus Becky Lynch. Trish Stratus winning the match. 14 minutes and 50 seconds. There was a little bit of some interjection thanks to Zoe Stark, of all people. However, Trish the Dish, as we used to call her, was a delightful dish. And let's just say Jeddah ate it up. And Trish Stratus talked down the man in Saudi Arabia here tonight. Anthony, it's yours. 14.50. Trish Stratus beats Becky Lynch.
3.75, but I'm bumping it down to 3.5 because of the interjection by Zoe Stark. But I did say Trish. I had Trish winning this match by nefarious means, and look what happened. Doesn't get any more nefarious than getting some help, some outside help. And wow, Zoe Stark. That was the last one I expected. But I'll say this. These two kept a good pace throughout the match, but it was a little sloppy at times. They didn't botch anything big, but small moments stood out that held this back from being as good as it could have been. And like I said, it was Zoe Stark who then appeared out of nowhere and hit the Z360 on Becky while Danilo Amphibio, the referee, had his back turned, and that allowed Trish to hit Stratusfaction for the win. Trish looked like she was more prepared for this match than she had been for her tag match with the man last month. The veteran dropped away too early on a neck breaker, and it made the move look very awkward. And Trish's spine buster looked good. And, Bullock did hit me up briefly this afternoon, during the tail end of this event. And he came up with an interesting theory here. And he was thinking, since Zoe Stark has apparently aligned with Trish Stratus, he's thinking there's a possibility that maybe we get Lita back and we could end up seeing Becky and Lita against Trish and Zoe down the line. I mean, I'd be all for that. Why not? And Lita's got some payback on her mind because remember, Trish said it was her who took out Lita prior to that tag team title match when Trish teamed with Becky and lost the titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So definitely some payback story there. But I'm going to give it 3.5 for the effort, down from 3.75 of a star because of the finish. But it was definitely a very good match. And yeah, I did say that they were going to want to continue this feud, and this thing's definitely going to continue. Another interesting scenario, Becky would probably say, I want a rematch with Trish, but Trish would say, the only way you get a rematch with me is if you beat Zoe Stark. So that's another caveat we can think about. But Bullock came up with a great idea with that tag team match with Trish and Zoe Stark against Becky and Lita down the road. We'll see. But solid 3.5 stars for this. So MF, Trish takes down the man, and by nefarious means, and I believe I had that one.
Yeah, you did. I honestly, I kind of felt like Trish could have, we knew something possibly could have happened. I did not think it was going to be like that. Not honestly, no. But hey, Trish won the match, 3.5 stars. I'll totally agree with that. It was a fine match. I kind of just felt like the fans in Saudi Arabia wasn't really too into this match. I don't know why. I kind of felt like it was good, but it is what it is. All right, so next up we had was Gunther versus Mustafa Ali for the Intercontinental Championship. Winner of the bout, 8 minutes and 35 seconds, and still the Intercontinental Champion, La Reign General Gunther. Well, he did it. Successfully defense. And let me just say, it was a very good match. This is about 2.5, possible 3. But give credit to Mustafa Ali for giving an acceptable match more than anything else. But you're going up against Gunther. You're going up against the Ring General. The right now, the best guy on WWE's roster, and how this guy is not a world champion yet is beyond me. Um, this guy's a major threat. If he loses that Intercontinental title, I could instantly see him as a player for the World Heavyweight title. It sucks he's no longer on SmackDown. He now belongs to Monday Night Raw. But Anthony Florio, Gunther is now a major player, a major threat for Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight title.
Indeed, he is. What do you say that was? 8 minutes or so?
8:35.
8:35. I'm gonna give it 3 stars for the effort. This wasn't a long, you know what? Fun little sprint. What else can I say? I mean, this wasn't a long match, but they packed enough into the minutes they had to make it feel longer. They did a good job telling the underdog story of Ali, but we all knew Gunther was going to retain. That was never in question. The first chop Gunther connected with was brutal. Each one after was just as bad, but the first one was almost surprising. Ali sold it like a champ. Some guys are so good at selling and making people look good that they almost only get booked to put other people over more than they are booked to win. Dolph Ziggler is one of those guys, and so is Mustafa Ali. So, solid 3 stars. Fun, very fun little sprint. Mustafa Ali had 2 hope spots in this match, especially that first one though with the 054. I mean, that was as good of a hope spot as you could get. So, but the outcome is never in doubt. We all knew Gunther was going to win, and I believe he's 2 weeks away from holding that thing for a year. So he'll have a year under his belt with the Intercontinental title, and he still has a bit of a ways to go to make it to Honky. But you know, I still believe he's going to break Honky's record. I believe it. So, but we'll find. But you never know. You never know.
But one other name that I also was reading on the archives or on the internet, he's close to Macho Man. He had a 400-day reign as Intercontinental champion. As a matter of fact, his reign ended at WrestleMania 3, the infamous fight with the legendary fight that the match that you could even make an argument overshadowed Hogan and Andre, the fight against Ricky the Dragon Steamboat at WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome.
There is no argument. It did overshadow it, and but to be honest with you, when it comes to all-time Intercontinental reigns, I believe Gunther currently is number 4 on the list. Because right now, his current reign sits at it's going to be 352 now, because it was 351 going in. He's 2 weeks away from 1 full calendar year as the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, and the longest is Honky Tonk holds the record, 454. He held it for 454, and that was back in, and he was the one who dethroned Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So on the Superstars of Wrestling taping in June of '87, June 2nd of '87, it aired on a tape delay 11 days later on June 13th on a Superstars of Wrestling taping. The second longest is Pedro Morales, 424. Macho is 3 at 414. So, but actually, I stand corrected. Gunther's 5th. Don Morocco is 4th. Don Morocco is 384. I think he's going to surpass Morocco soon enough. And then Macho will be next. Then it's Morales, and then it'll be Honky at 454. He's got to hold on to it. He's got to hold on to it for another 94 days to break Honky's record.
So he would have to go 3 more months
at least.
So June, July, possibly past SummerSlam.
Yes.
He'll have to go all the way past SummerSlam in order to break it.
It probably would have to be late August, early September. I believe he'll break Honky's record, and I still believe he's going to do just that.
I think he will. Yeah, I honestly do.
Definitely.
The thing I'm thinking of, truthfully and honestly, maybe he goes all the way to Rumble with it and then possibly loses it there. Or maybe they have him lose it at WrestleMania in Philly. And if he does that, that record's unbreakable. There's no way anybody catches that record. Forget it.
He would have to hold it. He would have to hold it. He would have to hold it at least 3 more months. It would. I believe August the 28th. If he hangs on to it until August 28th, which in 3 minutes will be exactly 3 months. If he holds it exactly 3 more months, gets it to the 28th of August, there goes Honky's record.
All right, I see it. I definitely see it. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
So too.
All right. So, with that said, we do indeed move on. Next up is Asuka versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. The winner of the bout in 15 minutes. And new Raw Women's Champion. The Empress is queen again. Asuka wins the title for the 3rd time in her career. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Well, that we talk about long reigns, and Bianca Belair was the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion of this era, and her run ends at 420 days. It was 420 days since Bianca won the title from Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 38, and she finally drops it here today or this evening to Asuka. And before I get into my thoughts, MF, a question comes to mind. Why in the world have they not done the belt swap yet?
Because I'm probably thinking that they're just going to let it be. I don't think they're going to. I don't think there's any real reason to do the belt swap. Maybe they might be thinking about changing the belts out, possibly doing like a women's world title, or maybe do like the women's title and maybe bring back like the Divas title, maybe do that way. I don't know. Because I think they might be eliminating the Raw women's titles altogether.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But what I would like to see happen if they don't do the belt swap, what they should have done is, what they should do, in my opinion. I know this sounds far-fetched and crazy, but trade Asuka to Raw, and then send Rhea to SmackDown, and then that's what I would do. But I know it's nonsensical and makes no sense. But then again, anything WWE does nowadays is nonsensical and makes no sense.
But the thing is that isn't Asuka on Raw? No, Asuka's on SmackDown.
SmackDown. That's why.
All right. Well,
so some food for thought there. Some food for thought. But 15 minutes and something seconds there. So I'll give this about
15 even.
Oh, an even 15. Okay. I'm going to give it 3.5 for the effort. The longer the match went, the easier it was to see how the ending was going to play out. Asuka missed when she tried to spray Belair with the mist, but she used her hand to wipe some of it in Bianca's eyes before kicking her in the head for the pin to become the new champion. Belair and Asuka have built up great chemistry as opponents. They put on a fun show in this bout, but it may have fallen a little short of their Mania encounter. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what made it different. It just was. Belair only ever hit the dropkick with one leg. It's weird because she's capable of hitting it with both legs if she wants to. The one leg technique seems safer but doesn't look as good. Belair's braids started coming apart about halfway through the bout. This happened at Backlash as well. It seems like whenever they have an international show, they may have to rely on different hair and makeup people who don't know how to properly put it together. And there was a weird moment outside the ring with some shoving, which seemed out of place. But solid 3.5 stars. And once again, Monsoon, history was made by hook or by crook. Asuka, the new Raw Women's Champion, ending Bianca Belair's run as Raw Women's Champion at 420 days. Great run for Bianca, but I think it was due. I had some doubts, but they actually pulled the trigger, and now Kana holds that Raw Women's Championship, and with this Asuka holding the belt, she's gonna hold it as long as she freaking wants to.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Asuka from NXT, boys. Good luck trying to get this belt off her. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say about that. This is the moment we were waiting for. This was the moment we were thinking. A lot of people felt like maybe WrestleMania should have been the moment. Well, they decided it was Saudi Arabia that was going to get the moment. And quite frankly, I'm not mad. I don't think a lot of people are mad about it. I know one person who's ecstatic that Bianca's lost the belt. And that's Bill McConnell from the 2184 crew. I'm sorry, my voice is getting parched right now. I gotta get a drink or something. What the hell? All right, so I'll keep going. And at the end of the day, this is a historic moment. Unprecedented crowning, new champion. Congratulations to Asuka for Bianca Belair. Hell of a ride. And we'll see how it plays out from down the line. So, unfortunately, we do have a cutout fight. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya for the SmackDown Women's title. Rhea Ripley winning the match in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Cutout, dud, worst fight of the night. Not even going to talk about it. So, next up we had Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar winning the match by technical submission. 9 minutes and 40 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, looks like a rubber match is going to be needed on this. Considering the story they were trying to tell, this was the best way this fight could have played out. It wasn't a match of the year candidate by any means, but it accomplished what it needed to, and that's what matters. Both superstars did good work. During the pre-show, Cody gave a quick backstage interview while wearing a sling. He seemed confident but realistic about what could happen to him in the match. Cody Rhodes had very convincing facial expressions when selling the pain he was feeling. If that cast had titanium in it, it was only small strips for support. Commentary made it seem like he was hitting Lesnar with a metal gauntlet or something. But 3.25 to 3.5 stars. Another solid matchup here, and interesting. Now we have an interesting situation here. I mean, you have to imagine they're probably gonna want to do a rubber match, but where do you do it? Do you do it at Money in the Bank? Do you do it at SummerSlam? God forbid, do you do it on a Monday Night Raw? I don't know, but I got a feeling a rubber match is going to be needed. But just going to have to wait and find out. But I am a little surprised. I mean, I thought they were going to have Cody win the match, especially after everything Brock did to him previously. But no, they gave it to Lesnar here to even the score. So a rubber match will be needed. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm sure they'll figure something out. So 3.25, 3.5 for me. So MF the Beast gets a measure of revenge on Cody, and you got to imagine a rubber match is not too far off.
Yeah, there's really nothing more to add here. You're absolutely right. Brock Lesnar getting a big win, and now he does get the rubber match, as you say, and we'll see how this plays out. I think this is a solid matchup, and I do like the fact how they emphasize that Cody passed out from the pain. He never tapped out. So that damn Kimura lock, man. We talked about it many times. We know how many guys have been victims of that Kimura, and Cody Rhodes is just another name to that list. So on to the main event. as it was. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn putting the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles on the line against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, the winners of the bout, in 26 minutes, 25 seconds, and still the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, KO and Sami Zayn, obviously fight of the night. 4.5 to 5 stars. The Usos got involved, and well, you saw it. I think the whole world saw it. They're still buzzing about it. It was Jimmy Uso that pulled the trigger and super kicked Roman. Oh my God, what a moment. Unfortunately, due to work commitments beyond my control, I was not able to commentate the event. Props to Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock for doing an incredible job on the play-by-play for the Night of Champions. And Anthony, I heard your Jimmy when he did that super kick. Oh my God, you channeled me when I did the Sammy when that happened at Rumble. So oh my goodness, what a night, what a match. 4.5 to 5, it's yours.
Most definitely 4.5 to 5, the fight of the night here, no question about it. And yeah, I had a tall order on me. I mean, with the I did my absolute best on the on the Jimmy on that one. So oh man. But anyways, let's dive on in here. All right. This match had a slow pace because they were focused more on storytelling than packing as many moves into each minute as they could. It worked well for what they were trying to accomplish, especially because Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Roman Reigns are such great storytellers in the ring. WWE gave them a long time and made sure to pack in a lot of dramatic moments, including a ref bump when Roman Reigns speared him by mistake. And then the Usos appeared and attacked Kevin Owens at ringside. They tried to hit Sami with a double super kick, but they hit their younger brother by accident. Tribal Chief was pissed and started pushing the twins around. Jimmy drilled Roman with a super kick. Jay yelled at him. Jimmy said he is doing what Jay should have done a long time ago, and then kicked Roman again. And then Jimmy got a conflicted Jay to leave with him as Solo Sikoa started getting to his feet. KO took him out with a stunner. And then Sami followed up with a haluva kick. A new referee, Ryan Tran, showed up and counted the fall. It's still surreal to see Sami Zayn at a Saudi Arabia show. He had tears in his eyes during his entrance. The way Roman Reigns had the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand was great. Everything he did got the desired reaction. Reigns is the best at the 2.99 count kickout. And Reigns spearing Owens a split second after taking a stunner was a nice spot. 4.5 to 5 stars. The fight of the night. There is no question about that whatsoever. And I guess it's overall review time. And I guess I started off here. So all right, just give me a moment here. As a whole, Night of Champions was an up and down show. It had some great matches and a few that won't be remembered by the end of the weekend. The two best fights of the night were the opener and the closer. Seth Rollins and AJ Styles kicked the show off with a fantastic display of physical action, and the tag title bout closed the pay-per-view with some fantastic storytelling. Asuka winning the Raw Women's Championship was a great match with a creative ending, but now WWE has to worry about how to get the SmackDown title back on the blue brand. This was a fun afternoon of wrestling, but most people are going to focus on a few key moments that stood out the most. If I had to put a rating on this, I would have to give this about 8.5 out of 10. If I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. So I don't know what else there is for me to say on this. It's definitely going to rank up there as one of the best Saudi Arabia shows since they started this concept. This was one of the best, if not the best, so far. So, but 8.5 out of 10. I think that's the correct rating for this. That's the consensus rating I was seeing through a lot of publications. So, so it's an 8.5 out of 10 for me. So, MF, final word.
8.5 out of 10 is my rating as well. 8 to 8.5. I think there was definitely some good matches. I kind of felt like they were more into the tag team fight, the world title fight. They were definitely into it when Gunther and Mustafa Ali was going at it. There was some love for the Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar match. And I don't know, the Saudi fans were a little bit on their hands, especially during Trish and Lita, the two women's title fights. They didn't really get that much of a draw or a reaction, which was a little bit peculiar. But then again, we're talking Saudi Arabia, so I mean, maybe WWE was trying to go for a big swing here, and they hit good, but it wasn't as perfect as they thought. So whatever the case may be, it was still a great show. 8 to 8.5 for me. Yeah, no Celtics chat. We'll pump that to Monday night. We're gonna have a loaded show. Yeah,
twofer, baby. Let's go.
It's a twofer. So we got that Game 6 and Game 7 of the Celtics chat. We're gonna have the NXT Battleground. That's gonna be Anthony's 205 Impact Wrestling special. That's gonna happen, and of course Monday Night Raw, the recap. So we're gonna have a loaded show, Anthony. Get ready. You're gonna be working some. You're gonna be burning that midnight oil on Monday night, bro.
I wouldn't have it any other way, baby. I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's go.
All right, so we'll do it Monday night. We'll do it all over again, and we'll start out with Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio, Tone25, YouTube, and StreamYard.com, and that's the only place that you'll find it. So then, of course, rest of the week, we'll hit that when we need to. So for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Fletcher. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share with all your friends on all the social media platforms around the world. And until then, have a good night, everybody. So long for now.
Goodbye.